Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo-yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 479. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. It's an F-It Friday. It's February the 7th. It's a work day and it's time to get to work. But before we do that, we all need to say happy birthday to Nuke. Nuke, happy birthday to you, bro. Hope you have a great day. I would love to come up there and have dinner with you. But I'm pretty busy, man. Like I got Sam's got a game tonight. Sissy's got practice. Sissy's got games tomorrow. So is bro. So we just can't make it. So this is gonna have to do happy birthday, bro. Love you for reals. First things first. I'm still the realist. I'm also wanted. Yeah. This week it must be something going on in the industry right now because I've had several recruiters reach out to me pretty aggressively saying, "Hey, we want to talk to you." And I'm like, "Come on, right?" What? And look, I'll admit that I'm a little salty, right? And I'm like, whatever. And I just dismissed that. But I was thinking about it last night. I'm like, maybe I should be a little more, maybe I should recognize that there's a reason these people are reaching out to you, right? Just saying. Not everybody sees you the way you see you, right? Or me, right? And so there's plenty of people out there that are assertively, interested in talking to me. I don't have to engage to take that as a compliment. Be like, thank you, I appreciate that. Not interested, but I appreciate it. Nonetheless, moving on, my thankies. We've been talking about art. We always talk about art. Beauty comes from the pain. And look at this. So this is something that Addie drew, right? Got this little thing, Addie, Kobe, Gianna, little thing. And got news last night that Addie no longer, she was in she had to have a little extra special help with reading, and she's powered through that. She's doing great. Look at her handwriting, drawing. She's a rock star. Thankful for her. And I'm thankful for the conversation her and I had. I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but this Kobe thing is really Gianna, and I think Gianna's the part that she sees in her little mind, Kobe and Gianna, like she sees her and us. And so I'm like, look, girl, go get it, right? Because the other day she told me, she's like, Daddy, I want to play basketball till the end. I'm like, what's that mean? She's like, well, till I can't play anymore. And I'm like, that could mean you're playing basketball literally for like a long time. It's like, okay, I'm interested. I'm like, girl, I'm in too. Let's do it. So stay tuned for more there. Yeah, and thanks to the folks at 30 for 30 who put out this Michael Vick 2-part series that I just got done watching. Holy cow, did that thing get inside my head. It was awesome. It gives you, with some perspective and keeping it real, you'll look at Michael Vick completely different if you watch that thing. Just a lot there. So, here's my keep it real, my thought of the day. Real talk with Rojo. Like, we got to keep it real, right? Like, oftentimes, I talked about this earlier this week about how somebody who looked like me, same skin color, white man, wanted to tell me all the reasons that people shouldn't celebrate Kobe's death, right? And he wanted to talk about that one thing in his life that was negative, like, and just disregard all the positive things he did before and after. We do the same thing with Michael Vick. I did the same thing with Michael Vick. I got stuck on a long time ago. Michael Vick is the guy that came out of Newport News, was a thug, admitted that he didn't work hard, he relied on his talent, he didn't recognize the opportunity that he had in front of him, and he pissed it all away. And it's easy for all of us to look at somebody else like that and be like, idiot, right? And again, I'm telling you that at that point in my life, I was like, that guy's an idiot, right? But what gives me hope is that with some perspective and seeking the truth, I'm like, Michael Vick is just another person who made a mistake, and he's very in a public position, and all of us watched the rise and then the downfall. But thankfully, if you paid attention, you got to see that redemption story too, which has other people that we talk about on here all the time. Andy Reid, the guy who just won the Super Bowl, was instrumental in bringing him to Philadelphia after he got out of prison. And let me tell you, when you see if you take the couple hours to watch this or just research it, the penalty that Michael Vick was given for his part in dogfighting was extremely heavy-handed. Everybody agreed, and it's like, well, all right, well, then what are you gonna do? And he was, to his credit, he's like, I'm not gonna fight it. I know I did it. I tried to hide it. I lied to everybody. It's over. And he went and reported early. He's like, I just want to get this over with. I want to move on with my life. And while I was there, Tony Dungy reached out and said, hey, let me help you. If you're interested, I'd like to help you get your life back on track. It wasn't even about football, right? And you get to see all these people interviewed. You get to see the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles like, yeah, like we were really torn about that. But Donovan McNabb, the quarterback, and the coach, Andy Reid, are like, we've got to give this guy a second chance. He deserves the right to redeem himself, and he's doing all the right things. So anyway, long story short, to this day, right? We're talking, 15, 16 years later, right? Over 10, 2007, 2008. So 12 years, Sam's age, right? To this day, Michael Vick is still very active with PETA. Like, the people from PETA are on his 30 for 30 talking about, like, this guy didn't just talk the talk, he walked it. He's still walking it. Not only that, but to me, the most compelling part of that was that Michael Vick did not take advantage of the bankruptcy laws that exist that would have allowed him to eliminate about $17 million worth of debt. It was business debt. It was failed business ventures, a horse farm, a car rental agency, all this other stuff. And there are other people that are in significant positions of power that have used those bankruptcy laws to their advantage, right? There's like one pretty famous person's done it 6 times. Michael Vick didn't do it 1 time, 0. He repaid all of those debts with the money that he made from the NFL. And even his trustee, the bankruptcy trustee, said this happens 1 out of 100 times. Nobody ever does this, but he did it, and he paid it all off. So, yeah, man, like, I just loved it. And, what's funny is that, as I've seen Michael Vick become more and more, and I was like, well, good for him, right? Good for him. I want to see him live the rest of his days as productive. And he's such an unassuming guy. And it was hard to imagine that he was this person, but he was, right? And he admits that he was, but he also admits that, like, look, I had to make some changes. I had to cut off ties with people from my past who didn't want to change and wanted to keep drawing me into situations that I didn't need to be. Like, he changed his life. We should stop talking about that stuff. It's part of his biography. But how would we feel if everywhere we went, the first thing people wanted to talk about was the bad decisions we made in our life, right? And especially if they were all lumped together in one period of time in one thing, right? Like, it wasn't enough that he went to jail for a prison. Like, he went to prison with violent offenders for dogfighting, right? And again, I'm not saying that, I mean, that is horrible, right? The way they talked, it was horrible, right? But I don't know, it just seemed heavy-handed to me. And the fact that we're still talking about it upsets me, right? Especially when compared to other people. It's not my fight to fight, right? So I just use that as inspiration. Be like, look, if Michael Vick if he can crawl out of that hole he dug him, like, all of us can do the same, right? Because Michael Vick's greatest contributions will be off the field, not on the field. Because there were like 3-4 years there in the middle when he should have been in his prime, but he was in jail. And it took him a couple years to get back anyway. Just a great story of redemption. I love it. I'm thankful that ESPN put it on. I'm thankful that I got to see it. And I wish nothing but the best for Michael Vick. I'm going to use that as inspiration for myself. Hope you do too. And when it comes time for Michael Vick to get voted into the Hall of Fame, I'm certain that he won't get in there on the first time. I'm hopeful that he gets in it while he's alive because he changed the way the NFL plays. And if you don't believe it, look at the quarterbacks today. Patrick Mahomes is a lot like Michael Vick was, right? Like, Michael Vick was one of his heroes. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. These guys want to play like Michael Vick played, right? And we can choose to look at the beauty and all of the great things, or we can just focus on the bad things. And if you're the type of person that just focuses on the bad things, you're probably not watching this anyway. All right, with that, we're done. Hands up, peace out, we're better together. Appreciate you stopping by on a F It Friday. See, I almost dropped the real F word there, Aunt Barb. Thank goodness. Yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow on a Sabbath Saturday. We'll see you then. Deuces.